Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Birds and Bods Podcast, Episode 3. I'm your host, Michael Zaitlin, flying off the airwaves in Kamloops, British Columbia. Thanks for coming around to take the time and load up and listen. If this is your first time listening in on the Birds and Bods, it's my take on the casual dialogue between friends. The main objective is, it's kind of to invite people who I'm close with or who I'm interested in, and due to, their hobbies, lifestyles, and all that funky stuff that makes up the individual a unique part of society. My goal for you, the listeners, to kind of feel as if you're sitting around with a group of friends, enjoying the real conversations that come about in that natural kind of flow state. Today, I'll provide a bit of an outline structure so we won't fall into that awkward path of nothing to say, and eventually once I get settled into the rhythm of being a host, I hope to dive into the deeper, more researched and interesting topics depending on the guests and my own interest. Today on the podcast, we're interviewing two friends of mine. One I've known since my third year, named Lewis, and my new roommate, Wyatt. And kind of as always, I go into like a background information first. Louis is from the Kamloops area, or Lewis Burkholder, my apology, man. And he's a student of the BBA program and kind of hoping towards moving towards marketing. And there's also Wyatt from White Rock, BC, studying a computer science degree with goals kind of towards maybe software engineering. Kind of as usual, we start off with some more background information. So you're from the Kamloops area, right, Louis?
Yeah, a little town called Pritchard.
Nice.
Between here and Chase.
Yeah, good old full, true-blooded, dirty redneck conservative, eh?
Absolutely.
Oh, beauty. And what about you, Wyatt? What about White Rock?
I lied about White Rock. I'm actually from Surrey. Surrey what?
Sorry, what?
That's the joke.
Oh, nice. I love it.
So yeah, but I live like a block from White Rock. So I'm like technically in the Surrey area, but like
Okay.
I'm from White Rock.
It's close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, just when you tell people like, yo, I'm White Rock. Not Surrey.
Yeah,
White
exactly.
Rock, not Surrey.
It's funny because I used to live in North Surrey, so
Yeah.
so I still get the street cred, but
Yeah, gotta love that street cred.
yeah, totally.
I guess next we'll be starting off to what kind of brought you guys to Kamloops? I mean, TRU would be the better phrase, not Kamloops. I mean, Lewis is from Kamloops.
Yeah, for myself, I was planning on going to Victoria, where my brother and sister go to school.
Okay.
And then after my first year of school, that's when I was going to go. I kind of sat down and was like, I don't want to go anywhere. I love it here so much.
Mm-hmm.
So I stuck around and couldn't be happier.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And what about you, Wyatt?
I'm just here for school. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
What kind of brought you towards kind of studying computer science?
So I used to be an electrician. Immediately after high school, I kind of like didn't really know what I wanted to do, and as most people do. And
what kind of 18-year-old doesn't know with their whole life?
Some sort of messed up one.
I guess.
I was terrible.
Sorry for swearing, everybody.
Are we allowed?
You are allowed to swear. I try not to as the host.
Okay.
You're allowed to swear.
So yeah, I went to a trades discovery program at BCIT, which is basically like kind of gives you a flavor of all the trades kind of deal. And electrical,
it's information tech, right? That's BCIT.
Yeah, British Columbia Institute of Technology. Institute of Technology. So I was there for a couple of years doing this first program, which is really good. If you guys are interested in trades, I recommend Trades Discovery at BCIT.
Cool.
It's a really good if you want to get into trades but don't really know which one you want to do. A great program, and you walk out with like first aid level 1, like a forklift ticket.
Yeah.
WorkSafe, WMIS, and like all this other great stuff. But anyways, I eventually went into electrical and got my first year done. We started working on job sites and was just not really happy. I wanted to. I don't know. I just wanted more, you know. And I went back to school to upgrade some stuff so I could try and get into BC Hydro, because hopefully that would be a little more challenging. And then I was like, you know what, I just want to go to university. I feel like I know what I kind of want to do now, and I want a lot more of a challenge.
Do you think that mixture between like understanding how computer science works with your electrical would allow you to do like systematic controls over how electrical grids work? Or
yeah, so I actually did a little bit of work in programmable logic controllers, which is basically like working with circuits and computers and like saying, hey, turn this on for like 10 seconds. Oh, sorry, my phone's on. I'll turn that off. Definitely.
It's all good. It's all good, brother. It's all good.
So yeah, doing a little bit of stuff in that, and that stuff really interested me. Just like looking at logic, and when I got a little more into like the physics and math, and learning that like mathematics is not only like numbers and like
abstract
calculus
and all these other
and like
problem solving skills.
That like abstractness like really was really interesting to me. So I kind of like ran with it and like learned to love math.
So I said it last time with Jackson, and I had that friend comment a couple days ago that he wants when there's something that I find might be interesting. Now you say abstract math, and like I kind of know a little bit of abstract math, but do you have maybe an example of an equation of abstract math, or in something that's happened that you liked and kind of really got you into abstract math?
Okay.
If you can't think of it off the head, maybe keep that going in your head for a bit, and like we'll keep going forward. But I'd love to actually kind of dive into that a little bit, because I think that's really interesting. I don't know what abstract.
Yeah, can we define abstract?
Yeah. So okay. So it's
idea.
not. It's like, but it's bizarre. It's bizarre question. So
yeah,
like,
of course.
So at the very basis of like discrete math is what the course
is called.
That really that really like took me into it.
Okay.
It's all about logics, right?
Okay.
So the basis is or statements, and if then statements, right? And it breaks down conversation and what people are trying to say. So like let's say, for example, I say I'm going to the park and I'm going to throw a football.
Mm-hmm.
That statement is only true if I go to the park and throw a football. Okay? If I go to the park and don't throw a football, then that statement turns out to be false.
Yes.
Or I throw a football.
I've taken this course before. Yeah.
Intro to philosophy.
Yeah. It's exactly the same thing.
Do you throw a football if you aren't in the park? Does the hog have a ball? If it's not in the park?
Exactly. And
Okay.
then and it's that type of thinking that like you can really start to break down like really interesting
questions,
problems and stuff, like getting into like the pigeonhole principle. Now,
pigeonhole principle, you're throwing big words at me.
So yeah, this one's pretty simple. So like imagine you have 5 holes, okay?
Okay.
You have 5 holes and a pigeon. There's 5 pigeons, right? Okay. Are you imagining this?
Yeah. Playing it out with my hands.
So if you can put 1 pigeon in each hole, right? That makes sense?
Yeah.
Let's just say, yeah, so the pigeon can fit in the hole. But if you have 6 pigeons and 5 holes, there has to be exactly 1 hole, at least 1 hole, that has more than 1 pigeon in it. And that kind of makes sense, right? Because, okay, we want to distribute these pigeons so that they each get their own hole, but because there's 6, it logically can't. And like discrete math is like writing an actual proof about, hey, this is why this can't happen.
Okay.
Because if this, then this, and it's a lot of that kind of stuff. I can't mathematically prove pigeonhole principle right now because it's been a hot minute since I've been there. So
well, I think that's super interesting that like there are people out there doing things that are like I get the principle that you're trying to explain to me, but like the ability to break that principle down and come up with these logical ideas, but you have to come up with questions that are logical, and then you have to logically explain them and prove them like that. It's such a field that's so out of my realm, but I think it's really interesting. That's how our computers work. That's how our grids work.
Exactly.
That's how our phones work. I mean, it's how our heating works probably, because just from central heating, they have to make sure if there are a certain amount of houses on and there are a certain amount of people home, so much electricity must be prescribed. Something. Yeah.
So, to the audience who's kind of like, what are they talking about? They haven't taken philosophy 100 courses,
of course,
or discrete math. Just I would look up truth tables. Just look up truth tables, and you'll kind of understand like the basis of where computers come from, how they work, and like these big heavy arguments. You'll learn a lot if you just look up like truth tables and like and or and not and if then statements. It's really interesting.
Are you a big mathy, Louis?
No.
Businessman, Lewis?
No, far from it.
Yeah.
That's my Achilles heel.
What? So you said marketing earlier. What drew you into marketing?
Well, we were talking about it earlier. How I used to do some like filmmaking sort of thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, And I had a few like projects and stuff in high school where we had to make ads, and I don't know, I kind of did that, and I thought this is something I could do.
Making something that just had
Really
a meaning, and then you have to market it.
And then like you can sit down afterwards and you can see what you've done,
Mm-hmm.
and just like sit back and enjoy it. I think that's cool. So.
Did you walk through the whole like editing process, filming process, acting process, or?
Oh, not the acting.
Not the acting?
No, that's not for me.
Behind the seat.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But no, like, yeah, the camera work and the editing, I really enjoy that, so.
Did you have any, like, what was your favorite shot thing that you made so far in your life?
Ooh, that's a big question.
Just off your head, though, like, whatever one that comes to your mind right now.
The most rewarding one was me and my brother built a trail on our property, and then, like, up in an old forest fire for mountain biking, and then we made a movie on that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Was it on like a GoPro? Or did you have a fancy camera?
Yeah, we had like a, what did we have? We had a handy cam and then like a DSLR as well.
Like the fisheye lens kind of deal, kind of thing. Were you doing that kind of?
No, not quite that stuff.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Was it did you edit music in, or was it just like?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. That was kind of how I spent my summers for a few years when I was a kid. So.
Yeah. Well, I know you're a big outdoorsy guy. I mean, now you even have. I know a job you had a couple summers ago. You went up tree planting because that was something you thought would be an interesting idea. What kind of got you into that?
Oh, that was one of those challenges that I just kind of always thought I should do just to see if I could. And
yeah. How was that experience? Like out there in the camps and like meeting people across the country and all that jazz.
Yeah, it was something else for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing like living in town.
No.
I can tell you that.
Yeah.
You're out in the bush and just all sorts of people. Lots of people from Montreal.
Mm-hmm.
I think I ran into someone you knew out there.
Yeah,
right?
my ex-girlfriend.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just meeting like all sorts of people, and when you're in the bush suffering, just having like the worst time with these people, you really get to know them.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
Giant flies and like cold random heat and rain and snow, even in the middle of summer from what I hear sometimes.
Yeah, there's no better way to get to know someone than like suffering with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was awesome.
So sweet.
Recommended to anyone who wants to go be grumpy for 3 months.
For 3 months, but
Yeah.
really get to know someone.
Yeah.
and feel good about yourself. Get to know yourself and what you can push yourself through.
And you come out with a fat wallet too.
But you push yourself because I hear you can go in and make like barely good money that first year.
Yeah, definitely.
But you did good.
I did okay.
You did okay, but flat wallet enough for like a first timer.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
so
yeah.
Cool. Have you ever thought about getting out there and planting trees, Wyatt?
I got a friend who does that, and to that I'll say I like my back.
Yeah.
I threw it out.
I got you, brother.
I threw it out about a month ago, and I value it too much right now. I'm gonna pass on that, but I appreciate your energy and enthusiasm towards it. I think that's really brave, and I'm inspired by it.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Thanks, dude. I don't know if I'll go back, but it was definitely something I'm glad I did. So.
Do you have anything else on a bucket list like that?
Oh, so many.
Oh.
Yeah.
You don't have to say. Go ahead. This is what the podcasts are for. Get to know you.
Write it down.
He's single, ladies.
I like long walks on the beach. I really just want to go on a long walk on the beach every day.
All the way.
I don't know. The biggest one for me right now is I want to get into like guiding backcountry skiing.
Okay.
Yeah. Which that's kind of one of those things something big to tackle. You got to do a whole lot of training for it, and then you show up somewhere you don't know anyone. You got to talk to people all day.
What kind of I know you're a huge skier fan. What got you into that idea? Have you done these kind of huge trips with family, by yourself, something less without a group with you, or?
Actually, like the whole backcountry thing, you mean?
Yeah. What's pulling you towards? Because it doesn't pull me in any way, right? That's something that's you.
Yeah.
And that's like what got you to want that.
Well, there's kind of there's a big wave of people going towards the backcountry now.
Okay.
Yeah, I think because the gear is getting really good.
Okay, cool.
Getting cheaper.
Like you can take your own piss, I guess, kind of like high quality stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Filter it and drink it.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. There's a whole bunch of people going out there, so I kind of, you see stuff on social media, you see pictures.
Well,
and
you
videos
do, because it's
people
not my
there.
Instagram, man. The algorithms show you what you want to see, and I don't have none of it.
That's true. But for myself, I saw so many people out there, a bunch of my friends in the backcountry having a good time, and I thought, you know what, that's something I want to do.
Heck yeah.
So.
What about you? Why anything like a bucket list kind of jazz? No worries about hurting your back or something like that?
It's gonna sound really stupid, but about
None of this.
nothing stupid. About a month ago, I went down a YouTube hole.
Okay.
And
Love it. Those filthy holes.
Yeah, so I'm down
Some
deep in
dirty
this
cats.
hole, and I get to I think I'm at like helicopters or like planes, and then I see this thing called a paramotor.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen these things. It's basically you like strap.
Keep talking. I'm just looking.
Yeah. You basically strap like an industrial sized fan.
Oh yeah, I've seen these.
Oh.
I've seen these.
You strap this industrial sized fan to your back and like get a parachute, and it's basically like a single person flying machine.
Yeah.
And like you can get up super high, like you can get.
How do you take off?
It's a running start.
It's momentum and
so then
thing
all that magic with the drag, lift, thrust.
Yeah.
All that good stuff. And then you put physics and stuff, man. It's sweet. So this is actually something that I've kind of been wanting to work towards at some point. Obviously not.
Have you done something similar? Have you done parachuting?
I've never been parachuting.
No, eh?
But this just looks so much fun.
Freedom, control in the sky.
Exactly, and you don't even have to go high. Like you can just like skim it or just like skim along the ocean. Like
oh, that's so cool.
I think it'd be a really interesting thing to try and be something really liberating too, right?
Yeah, it was something about flying like a bird. It's pretty a cool thing.
Pretty damn cool. So yeah, that's a goal I have right now, for sure. Is to at least maybe they have tandem ones, so at least maybe try it out first in a tandem one and see where I can go from there.
Well, kind of segueing off of talking about like goals and cool things like that, and we were talking about school a minute ago, but what about like if I gave you guys $30 million tomorrow? I wish, but if I gave you guys $30 million, what kind of like dream job or thing would you want to jump into with that kind of money?
Oh, I'd start my own volleyball court.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'd start my own indoor beach scene.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that back on the coast? Like, you got $30 million, man. Like, walk me through what you don't have to give me the financials, but like, what are you gonna do?
Right. I'm going back to Vancouver. I'm building my own indoor beach court and like a big one with like 5 courts probably, and like starting my own business in that.
Oh, cool. What kind of like draws you? It's a weird idea to me, but like, what's drawing you towards that?
Well, volleyball.
Yeah.
So like,
you gotta. I know you.
Yeah, I know.
They don't know you.
So I used to be quote unquote a really good volleyball player, and a lot of my teammates will argue that.
A little bit of a provincials, I've heard you say. A couple times.
Yeah. So I was on a provincial winning team.
Nice.
In high school.
By the way.
I'm above. Kobe. Let's just say I'm older than 23 now, so it's kind of like, does that really count? But you know what? I still absolutely love volleyball. You know,
do you play at the school?
Yeah, I do play. I do play on an intramural team.
Yeah.
Over the summer, I played on a beach team, and we did pretty good. Yeah, I mean, volleyball is my sport. It's everything.
Again, back to the trying to dig deeper, what it is about volleyball? Is it like the skills, the time you need, the teamwork, or what is this jazz that gets you?
I can't put a finger on it. Like I've done a lot of sports in my life. Like I've been like pretty damn good at baseball. I've been pretty damn good at basketball. I've been okay at soccer, and at some point in my life I picked up volleyball, and it was just like, okay, like this is just the sport that I connect with. I don't know why.
Okay. Yeah.
I can't put a finger on it, but it was just the one that was just like, you know what, this is like really compelling for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Like I can literally spend like 6 hours playing volleyball.
Damn.
You know? It's just one of those things where like I would skip dinner over.
That's so cool.
If some friends are like, "Hey, we're going to go play beach volleyball." And I'll be like, "Well, I haven't eaten all day or drinking any water or anything." And I have like 3 hours of sleep, but you know what? Volleyball, yeah, I'm done.
Smash, bro.
Yeah.
You're also we'll move to your job in a second, Lou, but we'll move to this later, but he's also the recreational supervisor at TRU's gym.
Yeah, that's right.
Segment, just a quick thought on that, because I do want to get Louis' dream job, but we will be coming back to that anyways.
Yes.
Louis, $30 million. What are you gonna do? Go skiing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like to be the guy who only talks about how much he likes being outside.
Hey, no, do it.
I know that's as annoying as people who talk about being vegan all the time. But
this is dangerous. This is probably the dangerous podcast. Swearing, there's controversy. I'm sorry, podcast listeners. It's what people bring out of you. But no, that's what this podcast is about. Talk about what you're passionate about. Talk about what you care about.
Yeah.
And that's what I want. Like, I think it's interesting that you're out there, guy. I'm not super into it, but I think it's really cool that these people have these passions that drive into it. So dive right into it.
Yeah, so I would 30 million.
30 million.
I would find a piece of land in the mountain somewhere, build a big log, like a log cabin, not
castle,
like a house,
basically,
like a lodge, like a backcountry lodge sort of thing. Yeah, and run tours out of there. I don't know what it would be.
Yeah.
We talk about hunting a little bit, maybe some guided
not
hunts
pure
and
sport hunting. I assume you probably. I'd imagine you cook your food, which is what like. In a non-controversial way, I find hunting is okay if you're eating your food, which you're one of those guys.
Yeah,
like
that's why
and that's not like a sport hunting for just like the ridiculousness of sport hunting. Louis is a great cook. He made me an elk burger once, and it was fucking to die for.
Moose.
Was it moose?
Yeah.
See, well, it was delicious anyways. But anyways, on that statement, he probably maybe opened up a kitchen with like raw venial. What is it called? The actual. It's not vernal. What's the name of elk? Or all game. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, well, that gets into a bit of a gray area because you're not actually allowed to sell the game.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but that's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, some sort of backcountry lodge, skiing, hunting, mountain biking, all sorts of things you could run kind of out of the same area. Just hope everyone gets along and. Yeah.
I'm sure you'll figure that out. You probably hire staff to be like conflict management and that kind of jazz up there, and it's whatever comes along on that jazz.
Yeah, no, exactly. But that's if I get $30 million.
No, yeah, but
we'll see.
Who knows what your life turns into, right?
Buy lottery tickets.
Yeah, it's a great investment. Great investment. Everyone just buy. Great on the meme economy. Why, do you have any other major hobbies or something like that?
I mean...
You an outdoorsy man?
Not really. I mean, like, I have been snowboarding. I do like snowboarding.
Yeah.
I do like, going camping and stuff, but I wouldn't consider myself an outdoorsy kind of guy. I'm a gamer.
Yeah, me too.
I'm putting it out there. I'm a video gamer.
We're both We're both PC gamers as well.
That's right.
We got rigs, as we call them.
Yeah.
Rigs.
Yeah. Your dual monitor, living the dream.
Oh yeah, 144 hertz. Oh yeah.
What's your main genre?
My main. You know what? Variety is the spice of life.
Nice.
And I try and play everything.
Because you're a nice old classic war shooter guy. I've seen you play a lot of that.
Yeah. So I was playing a game where it's a hardcore World War II simulation kind of thing.
The name is called
Postscriptum. The game is called Postscriptum. If you guys have ever played Squad, it was originally a mod for Squad.
Mod for Squad.
I like it.
I like it.
Yeah.
What are the new hot games right now?
I mean, Red Dead's coming out in like a couple weeks, and then Assassin's Creed Odyssey, where you play a Greek guy in the Assassin's Creed trilogy.
Yeah. Okay.
You know of anything major coming up besides those two?
Little less known title, Mountain Blade 2 or Mountain Blade Bannerlord.
Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlords.
It's a it's like a medieval simulation kind of
role playing game.
Role playing game.
Role playing because you can die real easily and stuff.
Yeah, so you basically run around recruiting people to join your army in villages and eventually get a gigantic war band of 100 plus people.
Real people playing
nice.
going around
yeah.
That's me swinging my sword.
It's pretty intense, and there's there's a little bit of combat and action to it, but it's more just the spectacle of seeing 100 guys charge at each other and you're in the midst of it. It's pretty intense.
100 guys, eh?
Yeah.
That's hot.
Oh damn.
Yeah. 100. Yeah.
Spicy.
Nice. And as I was circling back, Wyatt, as I was saying, is completely off topic. But a recreational supervisor, TCC, not TCC. You know what? I'm gonna let him walk you through it. He's better at explaining, and he'll also tell you some stuff about what's going on at TRU's gym.
Yeah, I do stuff for the gym for Thompson Rivers University. I do basically myself and Mark are two supervisors who basically take care of all the intramurals and drop-ins.
Yeah.
Taking place at the old gym, the gym part. So we take care of stuff like soccer, basketball, volleyball, dodgeball, and hockey. Those are our intramural sports. We also have a couple of drop-in sports that are great to just jump in and play. If there are any listeners out there that are kind of like, thank you, Michael. He just brought me the sheet of all the stuff because I remember all the stuff that's sports related, but we also have a lot of free classes as well, like a boot camp class, a Zumba,
What's
yoga.
boot camp? I don't. Yeah, I tell these listeners they're like, "What's boot camp?" Okay.
Like I said, me and Mark are in charge of the drop-in sports and the intramural sports.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, like if you're ever just like, hey, like I kind of want to try badminton, but like I feel like it's like way too like, you know, like I'm too old, like I've kind of missed it. Like, don't worry about it. Drop-in sports at TRU right now are just super chill. You can just like come in, pick up a racket or like pick up a volleyball and just jump in and have fun. Everyone there is super friendly, super nice. It's just like a great environment to come join in.
So you don't need to know people who are already on a team.
No,
You
for
just
the
show up and
for the
just
drop-in
drop in.
sports, you just come on in, sign in with your student ID, and just have fun. There's always people that are willing to teach you. Like I don't know like how it happened, but we just have like the best community in our drop-in sports. It's really great.
And remember, you know, exercise is helpful for stress relieving. It's helpful for just kind of getting away from exams or papers for a bit. It actually makes you think clearer psychologically. It helps you kind of just get out of your house and get out of your mind if you're feeling anxious or depressed or just overwhelmed by everything going on. Exercise is a really good way to just kind of keep you healthy during the hardest times of the year and just keep you healthy in general.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Easy to forget when you're in school.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. And then it's a little late right now, but again, me and Mark are also in charge of our intramural programs.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't recommend if you're listening to this day one to try and sign up for an intramural sport. You might be able to get in, but like we're 2 weeks past the deadline.
Okay.
So unfortunately, you might be able to, if you know some people who are captains of teams, you might be able to ask them, and then myself or Mark will push you through and try and get you on the team. We'll handle like the back end of that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a little bit late to start a team. But
So go to drop in and practice that for next year.
exactly,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I know you guys don't know each other too well, and like last time I had Marge and Jackson on, their boyfriend girlfriend. Do you guys have any questions for each other that like I don't know, or anything you want to host yourselves on that?
Where is in between here in Kamloops?
Yeah, that was
No, but seriously, where is Chase?
Chase.
Pritchard.
What do you know around
Pritchard. So
Where's Pritchard? Yeah.
here? Like Salmon Arm. Do you know where that is?
yeah, I do.
Okay, so like right between Kamloops and Salmon Arm is Chase. It's like 52 kilometers to both.
Okay.
And then just before you get to Chase is a town called Pritchard. We have one store. You used to drive right past the front of it, and then they moved the highway a couple years ago.
Okay.
So now it's like there's a sign. I think it says Pritchard Rodeo, and that's the only reason you know you're passing it. But yeah, it's a tiny place
In Tiny Place. So did you go to school in like Salmon Arm then?
in Chase.
In Chase.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. My
I
grad
see.
class was 35 people.
Woo! Oh wow.
And ironically, Louis knows like a few people here at TRU. Like he knows my friend Reese Fortier.
Yeah, we graduated together.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
Shoshone Andrews as well,
Yeah,
right?
I think she was 1 year older than me.
Okay.
yeah.
And probably there's other people here though that you know.
Yeah, it's Kamloops. I mean,
That's pretty interesting. I don't know. I knew 2 people here when I went to school here, and they're gone now.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
But once you live here for a few years, like, you start to see people you know everywhere.
Yeah.
You can't go
No.
you can't go to Walmart
You're
without
famous,
running
bro.
into people you know.
They go, hey, hi.
Yeah. Yeah, me and Kayer walked through Superstore the other day, and it was just like every like 2 minutes, like, oh hey, how's it going? Hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of cool. I like that about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A segment I'll probably add into this, which I probably should have done this in the segment starting. Now I've been hosting this a lot, but in the beginning of the channel it was kind of like not just make me the host. So I'm kind of flipping the table and making you guys hosts. Do you have any questions for me, where I'm not like commandeering hostship on you guys?
I've got a question for you.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, how many episodes have you done so far?
This is episode 3 itself.
This is 3? Okay.
Yeah.
Can we get into the name?
Birds and Bots.
Birds and Bots.
So it's a few levels. One, I enjoy a website or a podcast called Hello Internet, and it's with a guy named Brady Heron and CPG Gray, and they're two very different personalities. And Gray is sometimes thought of as like a robot because he's very like robotical and very logic intensive.
Okay.
And Brady's kind of like this little barbarian guy who's all just happy, little puffy. Oh yeah, Grady. So that's one reason. But another is I know that to successfully market anything, you want it to be simple, easy, and using English grammatical things that can provide it. So B&B or Birds and Bots comes off easy.
Just thinking
That
that
rolls off the
B&B,
tongue.
Yeah.
B&B is like,
It's nice. It's easy. It's easy to tell someone like, oh, what's your podcast? Oh, it's Xenoverse Violini, and just look it up. You'll find it. Like, what? No, Birds and Bots. And like, chirp, chirp, beep, bop.
It's easy to remember.
It's easy to
That's
remember.
awesome.
That's another main point. And that's kind of some of the main reasons behind it, I'd say.
Cool. Okay. Good to know.
Yeah, for anyone who might be interested. It's good. It's good to know why.
I didn't know this was a section. I'm on the spot.
It wasn't a section. But it's something that I want to add in eventually.
What's your favorite color, Michael?
Oh, I'm a navy blue.
Okay, thank you. That was.
What is it called? It's a Vishuddha chakra.
Okay, actually, here's an actual compelling question. So, when did you get into the 7 chakras?
Oh,
And
yeah.
And what are
get
they?
into what are
I'm
they?
not. So I've been slowly. About 2 years ago, I had learned that I definitely have a strong case of seasonal depression that comes in. I don't think I've really talked to you much about it. I don't know if I've talked to you much about it either. But it comes in every once, mostly when the winter comes around, and it really kicks my butt. And just that whole my body's weak and all that jazz. So I went to counseling for a while, just to kind of like, there's free counseling here at TRU, which is awesome. I recommend anyone it's free counseling. It's not awkward. You're not committed. You're not forced to go. But they started me onto the path of mindful meditation, which is kind of to start noticing your thoughts while they're going about, as well as cognitive behavior therapy. So when you're depressed, you might start saying things where your body's weak, and that's one problem. And then the second part will be like, you'll say to yourself, you're a piece of shit. Why aren't you doing your assignments? Why aren't you doing anything? Your friends don't like you. You haven't seen them in 3 weeks. If anyone hears that, I'm sorry if you're going through that. I recommend moving towards counseling. But in cognitive behavior therapy, mindfulness is to notice that happening rather than those thoughts just going over your head and just passing by. And cognitive behavior therapy is kind of built around the idea of when you hear that, I'm a piece of shit, the first thing you're supposed to do is combatively attack it by saying, no, that's a stupid thought. Your thought is saying this baloney crap to yourself. Don't listen to these thoughts. Now, I got into chakra meditation because when I started looking for mindfulness on like Spotify, one of their major channels was a chakra meditation one. I got into that. I'm a huge fan of cultures in general. I walked into that and I really found interesting sides of it. I'm a little bit of a spiritual guy myself. I don't know where that science comes about, but if you have faith, which is a really weird thing if you don't have faith, you can't really describe what that means. But if you kind of have a feeling of faith in you, which not everyone has, chakras seem, there's no science behind it, but if you have faith in things, just like a placebo effect, it actually has an effect. And I have a kind of weird faith in it, so it kind of has an effect.
Yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah. Cool.
All right.
So our final section of the our final section is we're gonna watch 2 quick videos from Joji, also had been known as Filthy Frank. The first one is his song called Yeah Right, and the second one is a new show he produced with Rich Brian on the show Now We Feast, and it's called Make Spicy Indonesian Fried Chicken at the Feast Mansion. We'll be right back, literally instantaneously. And we're kind of back. We just finished up watching Joji and Rich Brian make spicy Indonesian fried chicken, as you probably remember me saying 2 seconds ago. It's been 14 minutes for us, so apologize. Anyway, so the background is Joji is known as Filthy Frank on the YouTubes, and he's hosting on the channel called First We Feast. First We Feast is famous for a show called Hot Ones, in which a guy named Sean Evans brings on celebrity guests, does an interview style where they go through a list of like 7 of the most extreme, well, from mild to the most extreme hot wings, hot sauces on wings, and then do interview style. It got really big, and now Joji is doing a spin-off off that channel called Feast Mansion, where they make really weird foods and really awkward events as it goes along. I'm going to pass it off to my guests and let them kind of describe the wonderful experience they just
So
yes, chef.
Yes, chef.
yes, chef. Oh my god, what happened to Joji? Joji used to be this like firecracker, and now like he's chilled down so much.
He's a hot meme, man.
He was
On
the
the markets?
spiciest of memes.
Dude, he had a meme culture around it, man.
He was
big big meme boy.
Yeah. He's so
For the balls.
He
mouse?
just started this new thing, eh?
That started like 3 days ago.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see if he can actually like change his persona.
I don't think he's gonna change it, but I think
No.
he's not what he used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's hard to change. He was like that guy for like 5 years. Like that Filthy Frank dude. That was intense.
You know what? This reminds me of? This reminds me of Eminem. This reminds me of Eminem.
So like the
Yeah.
actual guy?
Some Shady.
Okay.
And his transformation from like, what was it? What was his last album before Recovery?
I'm white.
So am I.
I don't know, man.
But you know how he had like this style, this like, you know, I hate you kind of deal, like up in your face kind of deal, right?
Yeah,
you know, like what was it?
Wasn't he back to that? Didn't he just...
Yeah,
Sorry. He came back and just started dissing everyone is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll see a reversal of...
Yeah, maybe
Frank.
Papa Franco will go back to his old ways.
Do you find anything really interesting? Like, one of my favorite parts of the show is like that Indonesian chicken. Like, it walks you through how to cook this food, which I found really cool. And like, you can make it at home if you want. If you want to try something fun, if you like these goofs of an episode kind of stuff, you know, like you also want to like make some cool Indonesian authentic style food. Like that's kind of fun too, I guess.
Yeah, I'm hungry after watching it.
Yeah, I want to get some chicken, some breast.
Yeah, I can do some chicken right now.
Yeah, man. Oh, shout out to Lucky's on McGill, actually. They got Nashville hot sauce chicken wings, and that's the same kind of stuff they kind of do in the show as well. If you end up watching this, I think no one ever watches the videos I post, but I think they enjoy listen to it.
Yeah.
Maybe, probably not, but whatever.
Lucky's is cool too. You can like play Pac-Man in the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just shift off to Lucky's, man. Lucky's is a really cool place. Been around for like 2 years now, and it's like this cool vintage style. Have you been to Lucky's, Wyatt?
I've been to Lucky's, yeah.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on it?
I think it's got a really cool style.
Yeah.
You know, like there's not too many restaurants that I go into and I'm like, man, this restaurant's got style, but Lucky's got style.
Pinball. I just had the burrito recently, a steak and avocado creme burrito with like, I thought it had potatoes in it, but it was French fries. So it's like crunchy, but like chewy. It's really nice.
Yeah, their burgers are heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good price, you know, it's really good taste. It's a lot healthier than like other places. Well, this video was a lot harder. I didn't have a planned video for these guys before they came in, so I didn't really have any thoughts on what we watched. We actually just picked this before we started. So, do you have any other thoughts on it, boys?
No, not on the video.
Okay.
All I can think about is food now.
Yeah. It's getting late. It's 6:12 right now.
Way past dinner for me.
Yeah. I guess then in closing segments, so you guys have watched maybe an episode or two so far, and this is number 3. Do you guys have any ways you think I could improve this podcast?
I like what you're doing, dude. I was thinking the other day, I listened to your first one with Kare while I was in HOL.
Mm-hmm.
Studying and, well, not studying, I was procrastinating.
Nice. That's what it's all about.
And then like a week later, I was back in HOL and I was like, when was I here with Kare and Mike? Like, I don't remember being here with them, but like, I definitely was. And I just realized, oh yeah, I am. I was just listening to their podcast. So what you're going for with the audience feeling like they're just having a friendly conversation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a shout out after I hung out with you a couple of days after. That's why I kind of like you helped me solidify that intro to the channel and kind of solidify what I was going for. So I'm really glad that we talked even since because you were able to give me that advice.
Yeah, I like what you're doing.
Sweet.
Hitting the nail on the head, dude.
Why, Michael?
What up? I think it's great. I think it's great what you're doing. I really do. I would say learn some sort of editing software.
Yeah.
That's it.
Once I have the time.
Once you have the time, I get it. It's
the
super
two
tough.
midterms and papers and speeches that are coming up right around the corner.
Otherwise, man, like I dig it. It's sweet. Yeah.
Well, I guess that wraps up episode 3. Thanks again, Lewis and Wyatt, for taking the time out of your Sunday to record with me.
Saturday.
Oh, shoot, yeah, it's Saturday today, I guess, because we did it a day earlier. Anyways, thanks for taking your Saturday off. I asked you, the listener, to recommend anything you think would be good for the channel. You can leave that in the comments down below, or you can leave it on the Facebook post that I post with this video later tonight. As always, keep smiling, keep trying, and don't worry about how long it takes. Just keep pushing. Adios.